Time to round up one of our big stories from the week. And this week, the White House released an 800-page report on climate change. It claims we'll see a dramatic increase in flooding, wildfires, drought, and extreme heat, and that humans are to blame. Many Republicans dismiss it as a political move, saying it's just a way for the administration to implement costly new emissions regulations and laws. Some say the move will even hurt Democrats seeking re-election. So is there merit to the report? And if so, should politics get in the way? We're talking about it in this morning's roundup this half hour. And as always, we want you to weigh in on our Facebook page. You can send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. In our newsroom, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right, what do you think?
Well, this has been brewing for a very long time. The Republicans have denied climate change forever, and it took George Bush, I think, 7 years in office, maybe 6 years in office, before he finally acknowledged that that changing climates could be something that's being caused by us. But the Republicans have continually blocked anything to do with new rules for climate change. The Democrats, though, are very upset with President Obama, Mustafa, for doing this in a year when they have a tough battle to keep the Senate. You know, was this a bad move by the president?
Well, when both Republicans and Democrats are angry with you, then more than likely you're making the right policy decision, right? Because in essence, there are lots of people that still deny climate change, and they're the same kind of people that went up to Christopher Columbus and said the world is flat. The world is round, and climate change affects how we live, and if we don't do something about it, not only are we paying the consequences now, but the consequences will just increase.
You know, George Bush did finally acknowledge that there was a problem with climate change, and it could be us that are doing it. He didn't come all full circle. Republicans have steadfastly blocked this for, I think, political interests. Is that true?
I'm going to answer your first question first. I do think that this is a bad political move, but the president is doing it for different reasons that we have not articulated yet. He's trying to round up some kind of base because he knows that there is trouble with Obamacare, and he knows there's a very good possibility that we, the Republicans, will take over the Senate. So he's trying to get his base of his younger constituents, where climate change is more important than the rest of us. And he's also trying to get the donors and people who are involved in the activists who are involved in the Green Movement. That's your first question. Your second question is, Republicans have not, it's not that we're saying we're against anything that's good policy. What we're saying is that some of the policy moves and some of the things that have been said from this administration and prior administrations have not been substantiated or proven by scientists. And we're saying we want to see additional information before we start making the policy moves that they're trying to implement.
What about that? What Jackie's saying is that the president's doing this to shore up with a younger base. Do you think that helps keep the Senate?
It's a contradictory statement, right? On the one hand, that this is a bad political move. On the other hand, he's doing it for political reasons. The reality is the president is doing this because our kids now all carry inhalers in their backpacks when they should be carrying lunch. And we're going to have to change that.
Let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yep, we've got comments coming in on Twitter first that we want to share with you. Frankie says, one of the things I hate most about living in Texas is having to hold back my political views. Climate change is real, she says. And then let's go to our Facebook page. Paula, the comment up there at the very top, there we go, says, I think we all need to work to conserve all resources and have clean air to breathe, but let's not cut off our nose to spite our face. Water is a much bigger issue here in Texas. Your thoughts?
Well, first to Frankie, don't hold back. Nobody else does.
She even looked mean. Did you see her face?
She looked upset because she's been holding back so long. You know, Jackie, I want to go back to your point. How does the president score points by angering the people, his own party, by doing this year?
Well, they're upset because this is such a controversial topic, and you either have people who are 100% behind it or 100% not. And so what he's trying to do is trying to get some kind of base solidified and trying to get them back to the polls. You've seen that the younger population, they have withdrawn. They have pulled back from the Democrat Party. And in times in the past, they have rallied around the president and the party. So this is one policy issue that is more important to them than in other age groups. And so this is his way of trying to get the activists in the Green Movement and that group to come back to the polls because
You
he's
see
going to
that?
need them.
Well, younger voters have not left the Democratic Party. Younger voters have abandoned completely the Republican Party because of statements like this, that denying climate change. But the president is not doing this for the political reasons, for the very simple fact that we're talking about, can it hurt him in the election with the Senate? So when somebody does the right thing rather than rallying behind them, we still go back to the same stuff, that younger voters are not also enrolling in Obamacare. Well, they did.
All right, and we'll be back in the next hour with two really good topics.
All right, we'll see you in our 7 o'clock hour, guys. Thanks so much.